Hi, this video here, I'm going to go over the next four of the Shuai Chiao forms. Okay? There's 24 total, and I think, like I've shared in some of the other videos, there's more than one way to do them. There is some they don't even look, they look very much different. Okay, if you've watched the first 16 that I've done, or if you look at some of the other older videos of mine on YouTube from 10 years ago, me doing these, they're all consistently the same. I guess one of the big things that I noticed from others that I've seen that do them, it's not about making the body rigid. Okay, they're not done like that. The body needs to be loose and relaxed when you're doing these pieces, no matter if you're doing them slow or at a faster pace. And it doesn't mean that you can't apply force through the movement, but I'm not going to apply force from the beginning all the way through the action. I'm going to do it at the right time. Meaning, like, I do the diagonal striking piece, right? I'm not going to do my body like that when I'm doing it, but on the end, I may apply force, along with the momentum. Another thing that I've shared in some of the other videos is it's not fix the lower part of the body and then do something with the upper body, right? We want to try to, if you were throwing somebody, you wouldn't want to fragment the body. You wouldn't do something with the lower part of the body and then try to do something in the upper part. You want the pull and push component of the throw or the takedown to work together, right? And what hinges those two things together is the core. So I want to emphasize that when I'm doing it. With the forms or even with the taba or the belt cracking, it's the same thing. I want to keep my joints loose. I want to be able to utilize my connective tissue, the ligaments, the tendons, and the stabilizer muscles around the joints. I don't want to lock anything, right? I don't want to lock my hands, right? I can't transfer kinetic energy like that. I want to make sure that the body is able to maintain its looseness to it, and then supported by the stabilizer muscles, the connective tissue, the other larger muscle groups. Doing things like this will hinder that. So I'm going to break it down and do 4, and then I'll do another video sometime soon over the last 4 of the 24 that I do. Now there is another form that I've worked on for 20 years with my teacher, on and off, and it's a series of throws conjoined together. Not unlike these bow cracking exercises, but they're more they're more detailed on hand movements and how to use the body. And sometime soon I'll be posting that as well. And I would encourage you to learn it, not just because it's something that my teachers encouraged me to put together through this direction, we'll say, but because it makes it easier to remember the throws in a way, right? What is a form? A form is it's not going to make you a better fighter on maybe as it relates to timing, coordination, and distancing. Well, coordination, timing, and distancing, and things like that. It won't help you with that, but it'll help you to coordinate the body. It'll help you to develop balance and even to generate momentum and to make power or to make force, those kind of things. But the most important thing about a form or forms is that it helps you to retain the material. It's like a puzzle, right? You have a 250-piece puzzle, and all the pieces are all separated, and you're having to try to remember the look of each of the pieces. It would be difficult to do that, but when they're all put together into one piece, it's easy to remember the image and what it is. And I think of forms in that same way. So when you do these bell cracking forms, even though they're all separate pieces onto themselves, do your best to, learn 2 or 3, or learn them as quickly as you can. If you're doing Shuai Chiao, learn them as quickly as you can, so you have the core of them, all 24, so that you can practice them one by one, right? Maybe you do 2 or 3 of one, maybe 2 or 3 of another. Like my teacher back in the maybe very early 80s, he created a form where he took all 24 of them and he took the 13 Chiao out and he put it all together for memory's sake, right? And makes it easier to learn like that. And but to my point, learn them as quickly as you can so that you can benefit from them. And also too, learning them like that and having it like where you start and you finish, easier to remember it like that. And you'll get more benefit out of it. So anyway, these next 4, there's elbow locking, kicking, double elbow locking, kicking, twist and spring, and horizontal throw. Well, during the first 4, you're already learning this action, right? And so basically we're going to attach that now to a leg maneuver. So it looks like this, right? I mean, you could, start here, traditional approach, which, recommended. But I mean, if you wanted to do all 24 of these, I would recommend doing minimum a left and a right, and then, turn around and do another left and a right. Or the ones that are harder to do in a line, do a left, do a right, and do the next one like that. So you're working both sides of the body, and in that way. I mean, if you really want to get the cardio in from it, do more. Do like a set of 4 or something, left, right, left, right. So anyway, so we're here, and just like in the third piece, right? He comes through and he does this action, right? And again, I talked about this pretty in depth in the in the video over that, and I'm not going to do that today. I'm just trying to give you the basic idea of these, and then later I may make more videos with more detail. But remember what I said, like if you move this arm down too far, you're going to take away the connection to the core. It's just like if you were going to kick, there's a certain point where the arm is going to help you to connect to the core to make your kick to have more force. But once it gets to a certain point and you didn't connect the swing of the arm with the swing of the leg and the core, you're going to lose out on that additional force that you create. So when I do this, I keep the arm here. In reality, if I was holding someone's wrist and their arm was across here, it would be like this anyway. I do it like this, and it's kind of, I don't know, maybe you broke the guy's arm in that. But from here, I'm in this line, right? I'm going to bend this back knee and turn this foot just slightly, and then I'm going to swing the leg up and put my body in a diagonal like this. Okay? And from here, I'm going to pull back like into a golden rooster or empty stance, and then as I put the leg down, the weight's here, and then I'm going to transfer it, right? And then the hand this up is the leg that I'm going to kick with. So I bend the knee slightly, I turn the foot, and I kick up, right? And my body's leaning. Now, you can do this with a post stance, right? And then bend and turn the foot, or you can do it with a marching stance in the first place like this. Creates enough space, and then all I need to do is turn my foot slightly and kick up. And keep your knee bent, okay, so that you can engage the core. The leg is straight, you're not going to get as much out of it this way, and 2, I can lift the leg higher. So again here, and either from here, I bend, I turn, sweep up, or I turn out, all right, it's my marching stance, I turn the foot slightly, and I bend the knee, and I kick up. And then, like I said, I'm going to turn back to the front, weights here, and then as I shift and I transfer, I change the weight, again in a bow stance, or I can turn into a marching stance. Bend the knee just slightly, kick up, bend the torso, or not the torso, but from the hip, and up here, right? And go back, and do it again. Okay. The next one is, again, double elbow locking kicking. And same thing, we start here, and when I step out, like into my cat stance to my crouching stance, the hands are going to come up, and as I shift the weight, they're going to come forward. And again, I can do it from a bow stance or from a marching stance, okay? And I'll show both. So again, here, I want this alignment. I bend the knee, just kind of line, see, I'm in this line, I bend the knee, I come back here, I turn it, and my hands will go across as the leg comes across. And then I drop, and I come back to again. If I do it in the marching stance, I'm going to combine this part together, and then come up and sweep, bending the knee, using the edge to the flat of the foot. And again. Now, if you want to do it and turn around, and I'll do the other one too. So I'm here and I kicked out, and then if I wanted to do it to turn around, just come back this way, like this, and then feed yourself back through. With the double blocking, I've kicked out, same thing, but drop the hands, come up, and then shift back up. And again, bow or marching, kick out. Okay. The next one is twist and spring. And you can do this and end in two directions. Okay. So I'll explain that. So here, whether the hands are here or here, he's going to step out just like I was doing lower body for leg blocking or the hip throw in the drills. Hands are like this, and then of course when I go to connect, they close. And that's symbolizing the grab of the neck or the clothing, and the other one is grabbing either the sleeve of the jacket or the elbow, right? So from here, and then I'm going to step in my seating stance, right? And I'm not kicking this way, right? That would end up being leg blocking or leg lifting, right? But I'm going to lift the leg to the side, just like I was doing the throw. And when I do, the hands are going to come over the top. So it's here, the leg comes up, I kick out, and end here. And I end in a marching stance. Again, don't do like this. Be sure that you're in this line. Right? So if I do it again, I step, I seize, I sweep up, and come over the top. Right? Now, some put the hand here back on the hip, some keep it here. In my mind, I kind of keep it here, right? Because, I mean, in reality, you've got the elbow or the sleeve and the head, and when you lift the guy's leg and you pull him across, the hand kind of comes across to the arm that you were holding, right? This might even slide down or come down, and then the other hand grabs to that side, right? So in my mind, I'm still holding on to something. All right, so lift up and out, and come over. Now, I was saying before, you can end this direction, which is fine. And then when you do the next piece, you come here, kick out, here. You just have to do it that way. But primarily it's done in a line. And And the last one is horizontal throw. This is a throw I like to practice anyway, but I'm just going to do the same thing. Hands are here, however you feel to do it, and my hands come out. This one is, if you think that the person is in front of you, you're grabbing this arm, right, to hold it at the elbow or the sleeve, and this arm is coming through and it's kind of wrapping over the top of his arm and locking it like this. So when you kick him out, his arm is like this, you kick out the one leg or both legs, and he face plants this way, onto the ground. The reason why you hold the other arm is to keep him from getting away, but also with horizontal throw, when you throw the person, if you have this arm, you can pull him back up so he lands on this side. If you don't, and you just lock this arm, he's going to hit face forward into the ground. You can hold both this arm, lock this one, kick the guy out. You could damage his elbow in the process, just like with cracking, right? Damage the knee joint or the arm or both. But you can also just always release it, right? You're here, you grab him, and you kick out. You can let go of this arm, right, and just let him face plant, right? And I can do it from a bow or from a marching stance. So the piece itself, again, here, wherever your teacher prefers, you prefer. And as I come this way, but this is going to go under. I'll raise the leg and I kick out. Hand here on my hip. So again, I come through, right? I'm going to grab the one arm to circle, right? And then the other one, I'm holding it, right? And I come through and I kick it out. Right? Grabbing, circling, to locking, and kick it out. Again, always this straight line, and again, but I don't have to turn it out. I can leave it here. This just gives you more rotation of the person to kind of move them further away from you. You know what I mean? So they land more over here. This way, they're probably going to land very close to your foot, or even here like this. And you may not want to be all tied up in it, right? And the more that you do this anyway, right, and I push this out, the more he's going to land over here. Now, if I pull the arm, again, he's going to land on his side. And for practice, that's a better approach, But like all of the throws, if you've been doing Shuai Chiao for a while, there's a sport version of the throw. There's we'll say a self-defense version, or conflict version, and then there's what they call a black hand, right? There's a way to either damage the person's body as you do the throw, or when you throw them, a way to damage the body. And not everybody should learn those things, especially right off the bat, but they are there and available. So that's 17 through 20. And then, I'll make another video, because I've made some of these videos recently, and they're just too long for most people to sit and watch through. So we'll leave it at that, and then I'll make another video in the next couple of days. We're watching these in time of 21 through 24, okay? And that'll finish that cycle. So thank you for watching.